Well, good day there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm making another phony little video here. By the way, today's date is the 6th of February. It's a Sunday of 2022. Okay, and I can see I don't have my camera turned the way I should have it turned. Let me set it up on a little tripod here. Let me get myself a little bit more centered here if I can. Not that it really matters, but yeah, there we go. That's good enough. Okay, now what I'm doing here is I'm making another test file, and I'm testing out this software called Screencastify. And this stuff is not shareware, it isn't freeware or none of that. You have to buy an account into this stuff. It's at the Google Play Store. It's the highest rated capturing software, video capturing software, and editing software that you can probably get your hands on. And if you want to know what it costs, it costs roughly, I'm thinking around $50 a year, unless they, change the price or everything. Because the way they've got this software, you can only you can only create files that are 5 minutes long. You can only save files that are less than 5 minutes long, less than 5 minutes, and stuff like that. And then there's a portion of this software, it's mostly for educators, where you submit you take on a project, you submit it to a classroom, blah, 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 blah. I don't need any of that. All I need is capturing software and possibly editing software, but I don't even do that much editing anymore. Why? Because I'm lazy. It's just that doggone simple. Now, what was I going to talk about? Okay, I've wasted 2 minutes here, but this is, like I say, another test file. I'm testing out this, what did I say this doggone thing was a little while ago? It's a model MV5, and that camera that you've seen me scooting around right there, that's they don't make them anymore. I mean, check around on the internet. You'll find out what I'm saying is true. But that's a Logitech C920 camera. It's it's got stereo mics in it, but I'm of course not using them because I'm using this Shure mic right here, and it does 1080p. I should be recording according to the settings that's on this Screencastify. My image should be being recorded at 1080p at 60 frames a second. I I have a Logitech encoder over on my Windows laptop, but I can only do 30 frames a second. I know that for an absolute fact. I can do 1080p at 30 frames a second, and that's it. So, but I'm just running another boring test again today. You know, I every time I turn these doggone cameras on, I always get tongue tied and forget what I was going to say. But anyway, you have to go to the web store. If you're running on Linux, if you're running on one of these Chromebooks on mobile Linux, you have to go to the to the to the web store to get this application. Don't try to get it at the Play Store. It's not listed there, okay? And like I say, no, I'm repeating myself, but if you like what you're seeing, this is being encoded, if you will, by Screencastify. Screencastify. Now, the last file I put up on YouTube was a .webm file. WEBM. I'd never seen one of them before. But supposedly here now that I should be able to uh, export this. I think it said I could do a MPEG-4 and a couple other formats. So I'm not just stuck with this format, but that format played fine on YouTube, the last format I used. So, and all that stuff. So, okay, well, I'm at 4 minutes. I'm coming up to 4:50, 10 more seconds away from 5 minutes. So last time I got to 5 minutes, it just threw me into a bunch of weird pages and a bunch of stuff. I didn't like that, because sometimes I get motor mouth, and 5 minutes just won't do me. But I don't like making big, long-winded videos anyway because people get really bored, especially with old suckers like me sitting here, rattling and cluttering my dentures and not making any sense. I'm not kidding you, folks. Like I was saying a little while ago, I I'm one of these kind of guys that understands the technology. My wife is sitting right over here. If she wasn't so inhibited about getting on the internet, she'd tell you how I am. I mean, I'll sit here and grumble and cuss and push buttons and carry on a bunch of junk until I finally, work myself into a frazzle, but I finally work myself into a situation where at least I understand what I'm doing. Well, I had a son of mine years ago that gave me a bunch of pointers when I first got started with computers, but I'm for the most part self taught. And you know what that means? That means I'm self dangerous. Come on, you're supposed to laugh there. Okay, I've got 6 minutes here. I don't know, man. I know one thing. This camera's showing how gray my hair is. Right now, up here in Livingston, Montana, I got a 3:45. It's starting to get, a little bit dark outside. Not really. I mean, in the wintertime here, it gets dark by 5:30 or so, 5:30. But as the spring goes on, that time keeps getting longer and longer in the evenings and like that. We've actually had a pretty light winter up here in Montana, well, at least here in Livingston anyway. I think the East Coast got hit harder than us people here in Montana. But okay, well, that's enough. That's enough. This is just another test again to see, what I'm doing. I'm mostly interested in this test, which I don't have any cameras set up to show this, but I'm going to try to export this file when I get done in a different format than a dot web m file. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's enough of this stuff. I probably didn't well, this is a brandy new Chromebook. I know I've told you that the other day. I made a video on this Chromebook, so just go back and look at that video so I don't have to repeat myself. I do too much of that anyway. Okay, thank you very much. Have a nice day and adios, my friends. Take care of yourselves. All that fun stuff.